It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It's showtime. Hey, 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 hip hop, hooray, ho, hey, ho, hey. You already know, it must be the weekend. The calendar says Friday. Wrong. It is Friday. Yay. Oh my God. What a week. Friday edition of the Geno Show. I do it live Monday through Friday right here on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe, share, and like. You heard what I said. Subscribe. Tell everybody you know to subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones channel, the Geno Jones Show. Copy the link, paste it, share it, screen grab about 30, 60, 90 seconds. Put it up on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Let's create that viral moment. Help a brother get some of these YouTube checks because the show is growing. They're loving it. They're saying, gee, we love the content. But keep them numbers coming up there because we got a check waiting for you. I'm like, well, I can't wait. I need it now. So please, subscribe, share, and like to the Geno Jones channel. If you'd like to be a sponsor, if you'd like to advertise, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor or an advertiser. And if you're looking for the ultimate pitch man, or the term used now, like Beyonce and Jay for Tiffany, they are a brand ambassador. So Tiffany, you can holler at your boy. Support a small black business owner right here or anyone else if you're looking for that ultimate brand ambassador to help build your brand, your business, to help you move and generate sales and revenue and move your products, your goods, your services. I just got one thing to say to you. I'm the king, not the king. No, 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 my brother. No, no, my brother. No, my sister. Not the king. I'm the king, the king. You hear me? Pitchman, leave me a message. All right, Friday. It's our weekend review show. So you know it's Funny Friday. You already know what's happening. My co-host in good trouble, in good crime. It's coming on the show in a few minutes. Miss Keela Carson, get ready for that. Wow, what an incredible week. Okay, listen. We started off the week. The FDA finally gave its full approval for the Pfizer vaccine. Go get that booster shot. Yeah, talk to your doctor, but especially if you have a compromised immune system, go get your Pfizer shot. Okay, a lot of these drugstores, they take walk-ins. You can walk right in and get the Pfizer COVID-19 booster shot because the FDA has given that one its final approval. So no more damn excuses. I don't want to hear it. I don't want it. Listen, I don't want you to be up in the barbershop. I don't want to hear no more brothers in the barbershop. Well, the bros, as they say, the bros in the barbershop talking about, man, I don't know what they putting in there, that Pfizer shot. I don't know what they putting in that Pfizer shot. Wait a minute, hold on. You don't know what they putting in that Pfizer pill, do you? You don't know what's in that blue pill by Pfizer, but you're taking it, you popping it like it's candy. You taking them like children's one-a-day vitamins. Why, you ain't even washing them down. You don't even need any water. You like a juggler in the circus. You juggling them damn things, them blue things, and you ain't asking no questions. You don't care about no side. There's only one side. It's only one side effect that you care about. All right? Because when it's time for some action, you need to be ready for action. That's all you care about. So I don't want to hear that, I don't know what's in that vaccine, because you don't know what's in that pill. You don't know what's in that little blue pill. And I ain't talking about the one that Neo took in the movie The Matrix. You know what blue pill I'm talking about. So shut that down. Oh, also, Johnson & Johnson, they are expected to get FDA full approval. Last I heard, maybe a month or two, Moderna, they have also applied for the FDA full approval. So stay tuned for that. Talk to your doctor. Then we get to yesterday. Mr. Kanye West. Oh, wait a minute. Ye. He just changed his name, like capital Y-E. Ye. Ye. Okay, like Yeezys. So he had a listening party in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois. Last night, the new album, Donda, is titled, the name Donda is his mom's name. his late mother, Donda West. So the brand new album, Donda, he had a listening party for his new album in front of 38,000 people. Now, Soldier Field holds about 70,000 people, but Chicago, because of COVID restrictions, basically, venues that size now, they can only be full up to close to 50% capacity. So he had 38,000 fans at Soldier Field. So they went to a listening party to hear this brand new album titled Donda, named after Kanye's mom. And you'll never believe what broke out. A wedding! Yes, a wedding to his ex-wife. Well, not exactly. It was like a staged wedding. Kim Kardashian. Yeah, that's cool. You know what? I root for marriage. And even though they couldn't stay married, and the word is no, that I guess Kim must have put this out real quick. She's like, put it out. Tell my sisters, Chloe and all them, y'all just call the gossip columnists, tell them, no, we ain't getting back together. But it's good that they can co-parent and get along together. So there was a wedding, a stage wedding. Kanye, Kim, she had her, it was like a bride. She had on the white wedding dress and the veil. I don't know if Kim could, white might not have been the appropriate color, if you know what I mean. Maybe like beige. Maybe a beige or like a brown or a yellow. But they're not back together. But it was a listening party / staged wedding. And he actually, so the house that he grew up in, he had a replica, like a model of the house that he grew up in with his mom, Donda, in Chicago, built in the middle of Soldier Field. And this staged wedding with his ex-wife. He got married, exchanged vows right there in front of. Hey, listen, I'm talking about it on my show. So it worked, right? Shout out to the movie Respect. Put some respect on the Queen's name. Respect movie about the Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin, starring Chicago native, pride of Chicago, of Paul Laurence Dunbar Vocational High School, my alma mater. Shout out DVS, a little louder, DVS, a little louder, DVS, a little louder. I know, I'm really having a flashback from when we were going to high school football games on the bus, on the school bus way back in the day. That was the chant at the game. DVS, a little louder. So shout out to Jennifer Hudson, who's also, she is an alumnus, our motto, not our motto, the mascot was the mighty man. Yeah, I know, kind of misogynistic, right? I got you, sexist, because women went to the school, the mighty man. Okay, I digress. So shout out to Miss Jennifer Hudson. She played in the starring role, playing Aretha Franklin and singing Aretha Franklin, not all of them, but singing some of Aretha Franklin's biggest hits. So that movie, which was released in the movie theaters a couple of weeks ago, now it is on demand. So now you could stay at home in the confines and the safety of your own home, because we had too many people that do not want to go and get vaccinated, which is a whole nother conversation. So and then they don't want to wear a mask. They don't want to get a COVID shot, but they want to cough and sneeze and talk and scream and yell and spittle and everything. Just, projectiles flying out of their mouth, food, spreading COVID-19, spreading this Delta variant, which is 1,000 times more contagious than the Alpha variant. I digress. Monday, public health expert, infectious disease public health expert, returning guest of the show, regular contributor, Dr. Damon Arnold. He was the former director of public health for the state of Illinois. He will be my guest on Monday, so he'll answer. And shout out to Dr. Thaddeus Bell, who was my guest early in the week. Did a great job separating fact from fiction and rumors from ridiculousness. So Dr. Arnold will be on Monday talking about that. So Respect, the movie Respect is on demand. Remember, Keela Carson, she went to the premiere in Detroit City. So, and she gave a perspective. So we'll have Keela, and of course, Keela will have very interesting, funny, just keeping it real takes on everything else. So now, if you want to see Respect like me, because I was not messing with no movie theaters, because I don't trust y'all. Too many of you. is on some crazy, suicidal, MAGA death wish, and I ain't no. I'm not the one. Shout out to Olympic women's sprinter. It is Sha'Carri Richardson. So last Saturday, there was a race in Oregon. This big race with all the top women sprinters in the world. As a matter of fact, the gold medalist, the gold medal winner, the Olympic gold medal winner, one of the sisters from Jamaica, her last name is Thompson. I can't think of her right now. And then there's Shelly Ann Frazier, who was the gold medal winner before. So anyway, they were in the race. So the Jamaican sisters won. Now, Sha'Carri was talking a lot of trash. Young sister, she's like 21, confident. Now keep in mind, she hadn't really been competing on that level for a while because they didn't allow her to go to the Olympics because she tested positive because she had been smoking some marijuana, just dealing with some issues. Her mom passed away. She said she was just the trauma and depression. You've probably heard the story. So anyway, so she took some time off, came back, obviously was not in tip-top shape and in that type of form to compete against that level of competition. We're talking about the current gold medalist. As a matter of fact, the sister, Thompson Hurrah, just ran a 10.60. As a matter of fact, not only is it the fastest time in the world this year, I think as a matter of fact, she beat Florence Griffith Joyner by like 1/10 of a second. But anyway, so these sisters are fast. And then after the race, Sha'Carri was like, listen, I know you all been hating on me and blah, blah, blah. And she basically cursed out the world and was like, y'all can doubt me if I want to, but I'm gonna come back. And then later in the week, Olympic track and field legend Allison Felix, as a matter of fact, she's won more gold medals than any woman in the history of Olympic track and field. An American sprinter. You've seen the sister from California originally. She first competed in the Olympics when she was 18. This year at 35 was her last year of Olympic competition. And someone asked her a question about Sha'Carri, and she offered some words of comfort and said, hey, listen, she's young. She's young, she'll be fine. She's learning and growing. And I don't know what happened. Sha'Carri just was like, oh, really? You had, basically, I'm paraphrasing, oh, you had nice things to say now? You ain't say nothing to me, so I don't know what their relationship is. So let me just say this. Because I got a daughter at 19. It'll be 20 in November. So I know what it's like when you got a confident, I won't call her, well, she's only cocky when she's on the runway, unless I make her mad. Then that side of her daddy's side of her, because normally she's like her mom. She make her mad. Then you'll see the Geno Jones come out of it, Alec Jones. But I say, like I've told both of my daughters, and I tell anybody, but especially young people, when your work ethic matches your talent, you can be the most talented person on a team, in a league, you can be the most talented. But you've got to put the work in. People can outwork you who are even less talented than you are. But when you have the most talent and the hardest work ethic, you're unstoppable. So always let your talent, especially for anybody, but especially for really gifted people, gifted athletes, sometimes people who are super talented, because their talent can dominate in most cases. They're like, hey, dude, I got this. But when you reach that elite level, when there's other people that are gifted like you and talented like you, and then the separation is, then it's not about the talent. It's about your mental approach, your attitude, your drive, your desire, and your work ethic. So Sha'Carri, my sister, let your work ethic match your God-given talent and ability and match your confidence. Put the work in. Go back in the lab on that track. Put that work in. Let that same drive, like Lizzo's song, haters gonna hate, Yeah, they're going to hate, but let it motivate you to stay in that lab, to do what you need to do behind the scenes. It's a character is what you do when nobody's looking. Put in that work. God has given you the gift, the talent, and the ability, and the fast twitch muscles and the speed. But now, you got to take that and match it with a relentless work ethic. You beat them Jamaican sisters. Speaking of a sister, let's bring her on camera right now, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only. She needs no introduction, but I'm honored to do it anyway. Media personality, businesswoman, educator. I'm leaving out some things. There's so much on the resume, I don't even have time to go through all of them. And my co-host in crime, yes, we bring you the funny, we bring you the real. Yes, the world needs some levity, and we are here to give it to you. And she is in all of her sorority regalia, just repping the beautiful blue and white colors. Salute to the sorority. Ladies and gentlemen, Keela Carson. What up,
Hello, Geno.
How you like that?
Hey, everybody. So that would be Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Don't say Zeta like a Z, like it's a D in it. It's Zeta.
Y'all heard her? Put some respect on that Zeta.
Zeta.
All right.
Happy Friday or Friday.
Thank you. And you got
the
lipstick. Well, let me say this. You got the lipstick. Yeah. Well, let me say, you got the lipstick matching the chair. I just had to throw that in. Girl, you were just talking about, as John Weatherspoon, rest in peace, power in paradise, a Detroit native would say,
coordinate.
You got to coordinate. You got to coordinate.
Coordinate.
All right, you got the floor, Key. Take it away.
All right. So, the first thing I want to say, seriously, is a shout out to all parents who may need a pill of their own after the next couple of weeks because they're moving in and flying students to dorms, or even if they're staying home going to community college, that's still an adjustment. You got to get books, and they got to get their mind right, and you got to get your mind right about what's getting ready to happen over the next 16 weeks for the first semester. Yeah. So shout out to all of my collegiate peers, colleagues, to the students, and to the parents. Parents, come on now, just calm down. Students, listen, you're going to college. And if stuff is a little rough, you walk in and find out you don't have a private bathroom, you got to share that bathroom, you get you some slippers and get on with your life and get in that bathroom.
And let me say this, Key. And if you got one of them nasty roommates and your mom and your daddy taught you to be clean, I know, he say, well, mama, daddy, girls, she ain't supposed to be nasty like boys. If my grandmother would say, girl, get some bleach and bleach down.
Listen, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Jesus would clean for everybody. And that's just how it, and you know what, Geno, this is just my bit of advice to students who don't understand what's going on. This is the training ground. If you want to make sure you live in a clean place, Miss Allie and all the other collegiate students out there, take it from Auntie Keela. This is training ground for how to make that money when you graduate, so you don't have to share space with nobody. This is training ground for so you don't have to wait in a line to get your food, and then they serving something you don't like. Well, if you got money, you get that education, you can eat what you want to eat. It could be lobster and shrimp all day.
You can hire a chef.
Then, welcome to college.
Wow, that part.
And meet surprise.
That part right there. That's right. Go in and secure that bag. You can hire a chef. You can hire a cook to cook right there in your house there.
Listen, you can do, the world is your oyster and you can eat them too, but you got to make money. Okay. So that is what I want to say to all my college students going and moving into their dorms. Take this time seriously. and understand that this is what the process is about. It's about letting you see what you gotta have to do in life to survive. And getting along with people. That roommate that gets on your nerve, you're gonna have to get along, just like you're gonna have to get along with that coworker, just like you're gonna have to get along with other staff members. So I just want you to know that college is really a training ground for what life is going to dish out to you, and life is going to dish it out even harder. So don't worry about some of the things you got to go through. Learn how to figure it out. And then do better when that money start rolling in after commencement. Amen.
Auntie Keela, boy, that is a sermon. Yes, the doors of the church are open. In the meantime, let's pass around the time for the offering, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get that going, please?
We need a cash app. So anyway. Right. So, but speaking of getting along, I want to segue to Sha'Carri. So, and this is my theme for today, that, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So just keep that in mind, Geno, as I'm moving through what I'm talking about, or what we're talking about today. Sha'Carri, you're a superstar. But what we have to learn, and we know that she's blunt, and no pun intended there.
And like the blunt. The blunt. She's blunt and like the blunt.
Right. No pun. She's blunt, like a lot of our young people are. But you have to start to recognize your weaknesses and do better. When you know better, you do better, right? If you've not heard of that before. Just because you can say stuff and go off doesn't mean you should. Allison Felix was trying to comfort you. She was on Jimmy Kimmel, I believe.
Yes.
And she was saying that, look, it's rough out there for, people in the spotlight and athletes and the things we have to go through. So she said, just give her some space and she'll find her way. This is where she was coming from. Okay. And then you go on a Twitter rant talking about, I think what Sha'Carri said basically was advice from TV basically is worthless.
Right. And I got the impression, Key, let me just jump in. I got the impression that, and I don't know this, but you tell me if you picked this up. I got the impression that maybe Sha'Carri reached out to Allison in the past, and maybe that Allison didn't respond to her the way she felt or the way she wanted to be responded to or mentored or given advice or whatever. And let me just say this too, in all fairness, because I heard a lot of folks and a lot of women and a lot of black women who I know meant well, but was really, and black men too, but I was surprised. Some of the black women I heard comment for her were black women who were very supportive, some very outspoken themselves, and were really comment for her. So, and I get it. And listen, I understand being cocky. I played semi-pro football in terms of, I didn't lose a foot race till I was 30, around 30. I used to go to nightclubs. I'd have a buddy, and basically we would set dudes up. My man said, hey, I bet you can't beat my boy running. I'm like, who? And then we get out in the parking lot, and we out racing like in the parking lot of a nightclub, or literally out in the middle of the street from light pole to light pole in dress shoes. And then some dudes would get mad. Oh, man, wait, man, let me take off my shoes. Okay. Take off your shoes. I'll beat you with your shoes on or your shoes off. So I used to win. I used to clean up. I used to clean up so bad. Some dudes wanted to fight. I'm like, well, okay, well, you can come on with that too. So I'm saying all that to say that I know. Listen, nobody was more cockier than I was in my athletic prime. But the one thing that I learned and I was taught, and I watched other people that. They're still, I wasn't the only I may have been the fastest, but there were some other dudes that was, that if I didn't come with my A game, they would have beat my ass. So I'm saying all that to say on that level, the talent level is not really talent at that point, because you're talking about a race to where a tenth of a second separates first place from like last place in some cases. So the work ethic, and I know it's something that you live by and something that you stress, the work ethic. You can be the most talented person, but somebody who may have less talent, but they have a bigger and a more dedicated work ethic, can really outwork you. So
it's and I don't want to stray too far because I want to get back to Sha'Carri, but it's Kobe Bryant, when everybody else, I mean, he was young because he started in the NBA out of high school. And so he was very young. So when, Shaquille and the rest of the Lakers were out having their good time, Kobe was bouncing his ball in high school in Italy when he, or not in high school, but in grade school in Italy, when the kids, they didn't understand him. He was bouncing his ball. When he came to America from Italy, the kids in high school were like, he was bouncing his ball.
That's right.
I mean, so when you're constantly feeding into your skill, the results will come out.
Yes.
And my advice what I want to say to people like Sha'Carri, because I'm not really speaking just to Sha'Carri, I'm speaking to the mouthy young ladies and young men out there who just because they can say something feel like they should.
Good point.
And you have to learn humility. And I get it. When I read it, I felt the same way you did. I said, oh, she must have reached out to Allison at some point and didn't get a response. And so her retort was, oh, you talking on TV means absolutely nothing. You should have talked to me when I called you and reached out to you. Now, we don't know the circumstances. Allison could have been busy. She may not have gotten a message. Her assistant may not have thought it was priority. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Or maybe Allison just didn't want to call. I don't know. But the thing is this. We have to learn better ways of expressing ourselves, especially publicly. Berry Gordy had a wonderful tool for Motown artists. They had a training school so that you could learn how to interview. You could learn how to speak to the media. You could learn how to answer a question without answering. You could learn how to express anger without becoming the angry Sha'Carri. So a lot of these young talented individuals, as they come up, their organizations need to really start concentrating on some training for them so that they're not using Twitter. Twitter is the most dangerous thing in the world for celebrity because they just go on there and say what they want to say. That is why you have PR people. That is why you have management. And that is why Keela says you should get training in order to speak to the media, express yourself. So stop this nonsense where you're going out and just saying the first thing that comes to your mind. Go and take a time out before you speak.
And listen, let me follow up.
Geno, if parents didn't take a time out, there'd be a lot of dead kids today.
Well, wow, boy, that part. You see, I talk for a living. She left me speechless on that one. But let me say this, and Sha'Carri and any not just young person, anybody listen. Keela gave you some sound advice that people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a year. She really did. But I want to say this to Sha'Carri and any athlete. I get it. Muhammad Ali, people, he was a big ball. Sha'Carri ain't got nothing on Ali. Ali, he bragged it. But Ali had a saying. He had a saying. And what people didn't know, that he was braggadocious, but he was smart. He was media savvy. He knew what he was doing. But when he got through, telling Howard Cosell, I changed the world, I shocked the world. Ali put in that work. And Ali had something, he would say this. He said, it ain't bragging if you can back it up.
That's right.
Make sure you can, and how do you make, Keela, how do you make sure you can back it up? That's when you get in that lab like Kobe Bryant, like
That's
Michael
right.
Jordan, like LeBron James. LeBron James spends over $1 million on his body and all kind of hyperbaric chambers and personal trainers and chefs. He invests in his body because his body is what's generating nearly $1 billion. So you got to put in the work, like Keela said.
Yeah.
You are a professional. So this is your business.
Yes.
And Sha'Carri, your business, your body and speed is your business. So
and also you're an athlete. Be a gracious loser. Elaine Thompson Hera. She won. Period. Full stop.
And now listen, I
be,
can't
be a gracious loser also.
I wasn't a gracious loser, and I would shake your hand, but I would keep it moving, but I wouldn't go.
But that's gracious, Geno.
Yeah. But let me say this. This is the thing. Let that, and you know what? Let me just say this about that race. I think Keela, that race, her coming in 9th place, that was the best thing that could happen for her because it humbled her. Michael Jordan said many times, he said, I failed many times. You know,
against the Pistons.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you have that moment. We got 6 rings, but y'all had my boy Isaiah.
I know, but let me have my moment.
You got it. I'm gonna give you that because Zeke is family. I love Zeke. West Side, Chi-Town, love Zeke. But people like that, they put in the work. And failure, like Michael Jordan said, he failed many times. But don't look at failure. See, words are powerful. Failure, you know what failure really is? It's a life lesson, and it's a learning lesson. It's an opportunity to learn. The greatest scientist. Do you think the sister, Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett? I'm sure that before she came up with the mRNA vaccine for COVID, they had been working on this technology for decades.
For years,
She's been a researcher. They get in the lab, every experiment doesn't work, but they learn for what doesn't work, and they're like, okay, that didn't work, but let me try it this way. And that's how you reach greatness. Just look, I don't care about you. Listen, you can brag all you want to. Just remember what Muhammad Ali said, the greatest of the real goat of all goats. It ain't bragging if you can back it up. But damn it, you got to be able to back it up. Key, I'm done. I'll let you go.
Okay, so that's our, so Sha'Carri, there was a lot to unpack, but really my message is to those who are like Sha'Carri, and young people, please zip it, learn how to express yourself, and take your losses as opportunities to do better, period. Okay? Now, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. We talk about Sha'Carri first. She was on top, started from the bottom. Now we're here. Now we're back here.
Sound like a song.
So, moving on. These greats. R. Kelly.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to do it to you, Geno. All I'm going to say is that after a week of testimony, I am like, and this is the case in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, I know.
New York. So we haven't even made it to Chicago, Atlanta. Yeah. But this is terrible. Yeah. Where his career has taken him. He was here, and then in the midst of that, we look at 20 years since Aaliyah's death.
Yes.
Who he was accused of marrying when she was 15.
Well, let me just set the record straight. That wasn't an accusation. That was a fact. Because I saw the bogus birth certificate. I mean, marriage license.
Oh, yeah. Well,
in real, when it happened, I was before I came to Detroit, when I was working in Chicago doing an afternoon radio show. And I remember when somebody got a copy from City Hall where you get your birth certificates. I was like, damn, what? How did this happen? So
Well,
allegedly,
it happened because his manager or whatever he was,
yes, paid somebody in that office. Allegedly.
$500,
Yeah. Damn, that's
and
all.
bada boom, bada bing.
Just 500? Wow.
I think it was like $500.
Well, I guess 500 and that was a lot of money. Yeah.
Well,
Just to do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the time, you're not really thinking what you really could have asked for.
Right.
And I'm sure the individual probably was nervous because I think, according to his testimony, he kind of had to grease her up a little bit to get it. So
Yeah.
when you're nervous about something, you're not really interested in give me $1 million. You're interested in, look,
I don't
take
want to
this
get
thing,
caught.
get up, and get up out of here. And you don't know me, and I don't know you. So, but looking at the career and the fall, and then looking at Aaliyah's career and then her death, it's like, seize the moment, people. Carpe diem. I don't know what R. Kelly psychologically needs, because obviously he needs something. But a lot of lives have been affected adversely because of whatever he claims he was doing. Now, he claims it was all consensual. The others say they were basically psychologically imprisoned.
Or literally physically imprisoned or kidnapped. Yeah.
Okay, so again, I just had to mention not watching because it's not televised, but kind of keeping up on all the reports, reading the stories.
Yeah.
The whole R. Kelly thing is just like,
I know. Some of the stuff I heard just turned my stomach, Key. I was like, oh,
well, I mean, and we haven't really gotten deep into the men because they talked about the young man that was being groomed, as well as the young ladies. And J-Lo number 5, no, not 5, I think 2, because it was Geronda. I mean, we know who they are, but they're calling themselves J-Lo, for purposes of the court. But she, in her book, she goes into detail about what really happens with that young man. And it's a lot more than what we're hearing in the testimony.
Now, what young man are you talking about now?
The one that he groomed. And she testified this week that he got upset with her and made her have intercourse with him.
Okay, I did hear that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did hear
now,
that. Yes.
In her book, oh baby, no, it's a lot more than just. I mean, R. Kelly is involved with the man too.
Wow.
Is how she breaks it down in her book.
Okay.
That, as a matter of fact, she breaks it down that really it's hard for him to, let's just say, plateau without a man.
Wow.
So, moving on.
Hey, it's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, y'all.
It's Friday. Hey. It is what it is.
Now, no truth to the rumor that Kanye is working on a live album of R. Kelly live from Rikers Island. I
don't even want to know. So that will not be on my playlist. And I'm just
live from Rikers. It's R. Kelly live from Rikers Island.
Yeah, no, that's not even anyway.
It gives ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. A whole new meaning.
Well, okay. Anyway, Geno, please. No.
I'm sorry, Keith. It's Friday. Okay.
And listen, do you know how devastated I am that I cannot turn on the ignition?
I know.
Every time I get in my car,
I know,
and it comes on.
That is key. Come on.
I'm devastated.
I can't even. Seems Like I'm Ready was like one of my favorite, really sexy scenes.
Yeah.
I can't even listen to it. I can't.
I can't Step in the Name of Love. I can't do none of that no more.
And Aging, that whole album was a classic album. And Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I can't listen to it.
And it just hit iTunes. And her other albums, you can pre-order. I think they'll be available in a couple of weeks. But for many who don't know, there was some kind of legal wranglings all these years where you couldn't even get Aaliyah's music, via the streaming service.
Right.
Okay, so but it's available now, and most of it is available for pre-order. But age ain't nothing but a number. You can get all of it, I think, right now.
Wow.
Now, so we still in Chicago. Kanye, Lord, listen. All I can say for Kanye is that he's masterful. But there is this theory that the closer you are to genius, the closer you are to insanity.
True. That's true. I've heard it.
And most people that are declared, let's say, and I don't even know the measure of, I don't know how you measure genius. Okay. Technically. And my college professor mind is speaking. I don't know the technical, I don't know that there is one.
Right, because there's different in
exactly criteria.
What is the quote unquote the IQ test, which is racially biased? That's a whole nother conversation.
Well,
but there's a certain number that if you test over, 140? I can't remember the number. You are considered genius level for what is worth.
But are you genius at music? Are you genius at art? Are you genius at athletics? So that's why I'm saying in my college professor work, that is not an easy measurement. You kind of measure it based on the day and time, just like Sha'Carri and the other athletes coming, getting to FloJo's record, right? So that's about today. At the time for Flo, that was then. So that genius is now almost expired, because here come another. So I'm just saying it's about the time and space. So Kanye is brilliant musically.
Yes.
Conceptually. The problem is this is crazy. This is just crazy. I mean,
you mean the stage wedding with his ex-wife?
Yes, all of this PR and it's like Kanye, make the album. If they like it, they will buy it.
Right. Period.
You don't need to burn yourself up in a makeshift house. You don't need to have your ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife come on and with the wedding, all of this drama. It's like, let the music sell itself, Kanye. And so far, people are not impressed. I mean, he even had Marilyn Manson.
And the baby.
So the baby is being accused of being homophobic. Manson is accused of raping. It's like, what is going on here?
The company you keep and do, really.
And why? And I get his message. His message is judge lest ye be judged.
Right.
But why not just say that, Kanye?
And
just say that people go through bad spells. They make mistakes and they should too be forgiven.
And let me say this, Key, now, and I can only go by what I've seen personally, because I remember when College Dropout first came out. I remember Kanye and who Kanye was and the way he kind of moved. Now, I don't know how much he learned. He could not help but learn some master marketing from his mother-in-law, his ex-mother-in-law.
Right. But I think Kanye had that way before.
No,
Kris Jenner.
Yes, he had. But I think sometimes you could be at a certain level, and if you it's like an athlete gets, or better yet, let's use music. It's like a great singer. It's like when Michael Jackson got with Quincy Jones. It's like when Janet Jackson got with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Right.
It's like when Diana Ross got with Berry Gordy.
Yeah, the magic.
Yes, and it just takes you to another level. Because the fact that we have spent as much time as we have on this show talking about just standing in the middle of Soldier Field with your ex-wife in a damn wedding dress in this fake stage marriage, and we even talked about the music. He even really.
Yeah, and that's the point. The point is Kanye. So far, because first of all, there is no album yet. By the way, there is no album.
We heard it, but they haven't released it.
No, there is, which means there is no album. He's still working on songs. So it's like he's in search of what people want to hear. Will he play at the concert at these shows that he's doing,
or listening parties, quote unquote listening parties.
Listening parties that people are gonna latch on to. So maybe that's the hit single. It's like, Kanye, stop. Just produce an album and let it be what it is. Let it go. But this PR, some PR is it explodes, it reaches but this is in the twilight zone. And it's enough already. Kanye, back on the meds, get off the stage, work on your music, get your life together, because we know that you're hurting, but this is not the way. This is a waste of money and time, but as far as I'm concerned.
He got a lot of money to waste. He rented out.
I know.
He rented out the Mercedes. You know how much it costs to rent, to lease? And he was living in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. It was like he moved in. So can you imagine how much it costs to rent? Like how much it costs to rent Soldier Field, even for a day. You in Detroit, do you know how much it would cost to rent Ford Field? Even for 4 hours.
No, I don't, Geno. I can barely afford some of these apartments. You look at the price of apartments.
Upper six figures just for a day.
Okay. So no, not even never been on my radar.
Oh, come on, Key. I think you should do it. I can see it now. Keela Carson, K Squared, live from Ford Field. Man, listen, like Joel Osteen ain't got Oprah, Michelle Obama. Girl, you get up on it. Listen, you got the gift. You got the gift.
Yeah, but you and I know the way the business works. When you really got it going on, you don't have to spend your own money. Please take that as a lesson.
Boom, that part. That's the drop, mic drop. That's it.
You don't spend your own money.
I'm through talking. I'm gonna let you finish your monologue.
Okay,
you
Jennifer,
said it all right there.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall. J-Hud has just got to take the L on respect in terms of numbers. You can stream it via Amazon Prime, $19.99. But
I'm gonna wait for the free.
I think.
Can you get a free trial?
Yeah, right.
$20. That's a lot on that bill.
But you can't do it that way. Even if you have Amazon, you gotta rent it for $19.99. So it doesn't come with the service.
Damn it.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. But I feel you, because I do that trick too. But I think the movie cost $30 million thereabouts. So far, we're just under 18 million total in movie sales, and that's really a funny number. It's 2 weeks and it's already on streaming. People don't want to go to the theater, but also, I mean, people are not screaming, "Oh, this was a great movie."
Yeah, I'm not hearing the buzz since it's been.
There
was a lot of buzz leading up to it, but on the streets, I haven't heard.
Right,
even
and
on
so
social
you just
media.
have to call a L,
yeah.
And that's what it is. Bigger they are. I know it's a hard fall, J-Hud, Kanye, R. Kelly,
now Key,
Sha'Carri.
I was about to say now. I know this is not.
Let's turn this into opportunity.
Okay, I like that, because for a second I was about to get in my feelings. I was about to say,
opportunity.
Wait, is this an anti-94 West kind of thing going on? Because I'm like, Okay, R. Kelly,
I didn't.
Chicago.
You know what? I started
Kanye,
to.
Chicago.
I
J-Hud.
started to.
Then you threw in the Michael Jordan, Chicago. I was
Yeah,
like,
I started to put the shy on it, but I said Geno will throw his computer out the darn window if
You
you
know
know
me,
me,
don't
I
you?
look at systems. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So y'all, college professor, this is how we talk. So I look at systems and I said, oh, this is a system. I said, this is Chicago. I said, oh, something in the water. But no. But the saving grace is what I'm really saying is, although the bigger they are, the harder they fall, redemption is always possible. You can always do better.
That's good.
Always do better. And a L is not a loss permanently. It's a lesson. That's the L, the lesson.
You are good, Key. You are good. Keela Carson with the quote of the day. Say that again. You said when you really. No, I'm going to let you remember what you said.
Yeah.
I don't want to paraphrase it, but you were talking about if you really got it going on, this is how you know.
I couldn't hear you, Geno.
Okay. The quote of the day. Keela Carson had it today. She said, if you really, big time and you really got it going on, you don't have to go out and spend $500,000 to rent NFL stadium.
No.
She said other
the
people.
lesson of the day, never spend your own money. When you are that good, people will invest. Never spend your own. If you have to spend your own money, you in trouble.
That's the quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Never spend your own money and never miss an episode when Keela Carson is on the camera, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Shout out to all your Soros. Have a great weekend. We will see you next week. Did she say it? Boy, she said, man, that part. You say, won't he do it? Didn't she say it? She said, never spend your own. Boy, I got to take that advice. Never spend your own money. What was it? What was the saying in what was it? The movie or Biggie said, never get high on your own supply.
That's right.
Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Please subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones Show. Take that quote, never spend your own money. Put that up on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Put it in your story on Facebook. Let that go viral. Let that just marinate and spin around in the parts of your brain that can just impact your thinking. How about that, right? All right, everybody. A shout out to Mr. Bruce Gage, wardrobe consultant, stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Shout out to Miss Alexandria Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check out Alexandria Jones on Instagram. She is a fashion designer and a fashion design major, Columbia College, Chicago. Lexie, Lexie _ that's the line below. Lexie _ Nicole, Nicole. Lexie Nicole _ Nicole Designs. Bruce Gage, you can do a search on Instagram or Facebook. Bruce Gage, Gage. Shout out to Markeel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is on Instagram. Kelby Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much, man. I do. I love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you to my old subscribers. Shout out to Lisa Young and all my former classmates and fellow Dunbar mighty men and mighty women alumni for showing their brothers some love. They showed me some love on the official Dunbar Vocational High School page for alumni. So shout out to 30th and King Drive. We still doing the damn thing right. Yes, we are. I love each and every one of you. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. Have a great weekend. I'm back Monday, a brand new day, a brand new week, live, 6:30 p.m. Remember, I come to you Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Go back and binge watch all of my back episodes. Go back, like, share. Please leave your comment I love to see your comments and read your comments right here, but be sure to let everybody know. Tina Turner said simply the best right here, The Geno Jones Show. I'll see you Monday, once again, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time live, or go back and binge watch the episode, and we can hang out all weekend long. How about that? In the meantime, got one more thing to say. As always, be blessed. Thanks for watching again.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.